I am tired of all these streaming apps.
Oh my God, what's wrong now?
$10 a month, $20 a month, and if you get the no ads plan, it's suddenly triple.
Ugh, yeah, that hurts.
I just want to listen to music without worrying about costs, shuffle it, hear surprises, pay less.
You can.
Wait, what?
This.
Oh, wow, I forgot this song even existed. What app is this?
No app. That's 98.9 The Bull. That's called radio.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA is heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Don't ask me to talk.
Welcome to yet another exciting edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Reiner.
Hey, everybody. Hello. I am the other one. I am Stacy Heller. Thanks for listening to the show. We appreciate you.
Absolutely we do. Stacy, how you doing? How's week 2 in San Antonio, Texas?
It is something every day. I'll tell you what. I mean, I think I talked about how there's every Monday there's movies. Tuesdays.
I think that's everywhere.
No, Eric, smarty pants. In the Pearl.
Let me pull up Flickster on my phone, but I'm pretty sure everywhere has movies on Monday.
But not on.
They're probably bigger movies in Texas. Because everything is bigger.
Everything is bigger. Not on the Pearl Green, on the giant inflatable screen.
So this is the housing compound that you live in.
Yes, the housing compound. It's not a prison, folks. This is an area in San Antonio that I live in.
Okay.
And they have a green that's kind of the center of this area. And Monday nights they have movies. Tuesday night is, I don't know, there's something like Tuesday night. Is it, it's Two-Step Tuesday. And then Thursday, there's Yoga Under the Stars. There's so much stuff going on. I subscribed to the calendar and now it's making me feel better because I don't know anybody here. I mean, I'm sort of like starting to get to know neighbors. I think the neighbor down the hall from me had their baby. Not sure. But now my calendar looks like it's full because there's stuff like every day that's happening. It's like, so to that end, on Saturday afternoon, I'm going to learn how to play mahjong and drink wine.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're in a retirement community.
100%.
Which is great. That sounds fun.
I mean, it is.
How do I get into a retirement community?
Move to San Antonio, into the Pearl.
No, thank you.
It's lovely. It's like 91 and hot and humid every day.
That sounds like hell to me, but all right.
I mean, it's sounding more and more like a retirement community now that you mention it.
Right. But if you're having fun, that's the main thing.
I mean, I am. I do go through days where I'm like, I haven't spoken to anyone other than the cat all day. Because like Pete goes off to work and it's just me.
You haven't made your local friends yet.
No. So, hey, if there's any listeners that are in San Antonio area, hey, I would love to connect with you because I am an extroverted introvert that is occasionally looking to talk to someone other than my cat.
It is entirely possible that we have listeners in San Antonio. I was looking at the analytics for the show, oddly enough, this week, and we've got listeners from all over the world in places that I never would have thunk. So I'm excited about this.
Really?
It's really cool to see that we've got listeners in Los Angeles, in Miami, and Ashburn, Virginia. What?
That's cool.
Phoenix, Chicago, Springfield, Minneapolis. Council Bluffs, Iowa. What? Big shout out to our Council Bluffs stan. We love you.
Yeah.
Thanks for downloading Damped.
And wait, Springfield, Missouri or Springfield, Massachusetts?
Did I say Springfield, Massachusetts? Actually, that's kind of a hot spot for us for some reason. That means that people are actually doing what we've asked of them, which is telling their friends.
Yay, thank you so much. Funny thing about Springfield, Mass versus Springfield, Missouri, my daughter was going last weekend to meet her boyfriend's family, his mother, stepfather, and brothers. And so she, did the whole like, oh my gosh, I'm going to meet the mother. I need to make sure I check the weather and I look good and the whole thing. And then his mom texted and said, hey, make sure you pack a pair of shorts. There's supposed to be like a heat wave. And she's like, what weather app is she looking at? And she realized she was looking at the weather for Springfield, Massachusetts, not for Springfield, Missouri.
Right. Yeah, that would be confusing.
Yeah.
Living in a Springfield, because there's more Springfields than probably any other city name. It's like being in a Lakewood.
Yeah.
There's tons of Lakewoods.
On Main
There's
Street.
Tons of Springfields. Yeah. They live on Frontage Road in Springfield.
Right.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Exactly. And
yeah, it's already confusing enough when people talk about Washington that they automatically default to Washington, D.C. and not Washington State, which is, it's like they're very different places, very far apart.
Very far apart. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but the big news, the really big news, I went to a Buc-ee's.
Oh, okay. This is one of those convenience stores or truck stops or
Eric.
I know it's a popular thing. I know it's some kind of establishment. I don't know anything about it aside from their very cute mascot.
Okay. This could be talked about in the cultural blind spot section because this is like a cultural phenomenon. So to call it a truck stop, I mean, please.
I mean, they sell gas.
Yeah.
They have a car wash.
Yeah. But it is so much more. It is, you walk in.
I feel like everything I described it as is correct.
It's just
so far.
It's like improv. It's yes and.
Okay.
So yes, it's gas. Yes, it's a car wash. And you can also buy a Buc-ee's bathing suit. Or maybe you want to get some home decor. Or maybe you want
decor.
Home decor, big time. Maybe you want to get some glazed nuts. Perhaps you want some freshly made fudge. Oh, do you want brisket that is cooked right there and the people are making the sandwiches? No problem. Jerky?
So almost kind of like a Costco thing in that it's a big store, but it also does the gas.
Yes.
Or is gas the main thing?
No.
And then they just expanded their convenience store quite a bit.
This reminds me of going into one of like the big shops at Disney World, like where everything is kind of branded and like you're going in and you can get food and a drink and they've got, like the big gulp wall, but of course it's not big gulp. And they've got the round areas that have the brisket being made. And then there's the store area where you can get all the branded stuff. I mean, this place, Godspeed to the person that goes in and out in like 5 minutes and just gets a drink and leaves. I don't think it's possible. My favorite thing maybe was the beaver chips. Yeah. Potato chips.
Okay. So it's not actually made of beaver.
No.
Okay.
No.
Run, Buc-ee, run.
No. Buc-ee is safe, but there's Buc-ee nuggets, there's Buc-ee chips, there's Buc-ee brisket. I mean,
because their mascot, for anybody that is unaware, is a little beaver. a stuffed beaver. Sounds filthy.
It's like it doesn't get any better. Like
it's a cartoon character of a beaver with a little cap on, with his bill flipped up, and it's very cute.
Yeah.
And by the way, if I can just go off on a tangent here, like we used to do in the old days, I've been watching a lot of TV recently, as we've often discussed on the show, and I keep seeing commercials pop up for Cricket Wireless, and their mascot, Buc-ee's has it right. I mean, they've got a cute beaver as the mascot, right? They've completely branded that. Cricket has what appears to be a sentient butt plug, and it's insane because they're called Cricket Wireless. Why is it not a cricket? Geico hired a gecko because it's almost close to Geico, and yet Cricket,
because Jiminy
could be a cartoon cricket. Instead, they went with a sentient butt plug for some reason.
I'm gonna have to look up the sentient butt plug.
I don't understand it. You're so close to an automatic home run, and then you go, you know what?
Jiminy Cricket was like, there is no other cricket out there. And so that was that. Or maybe they're like, oh, we don't want people to think that we're just going to hear crickets.
I guess.
I don't know. They missed the
Why
mark.
not name it? Yes.
That's
just seems crazy to me.
Yeah, well.
But anyway, back to Buc-ee's.
So I feel like, and we drove, like I want you to know, we drove an hour and a half specifically to go to a Buc-ee's.
There's no Buc-ee's in San Antonio?
Well, they're essentially like on rest stops on the side of the road. So we had to...
Because it's a truck stop.
Because it's a truck stop. And... but so much more. And
right.
So we drove, but then we passed a sign on the side of the road that Pete read, and it was like shops, dancing, food for Green, Texas. Now, Green is not spelled the way that you would expect. It's like Gruene. So I think that there was a lot of German people that settled this part of the country. But it said Green. And this little town, so freaking cute. Little shops, tons of places to eat. They had like a little flea market in the middle of the green in Green, and lots of little artisans and that kind of thing. Such a cute little town. I was like, this is freaking adorable. It reminded me in a way of some places in Vermont that I used to go when my parents had a house in Vermont. Very cool. Are you looking it up?
I am. Yeah, it does look cute.
Yeah, it's super fun. So that was like our first Sunday ride, if you will, checking out an area around San Antonio. We still haven't been to the Alamo, but that's okay. We got time.
It's on your list.
It's on the list. So anyway.
You won't forget the Alamo.
Of course we won't forget the Alamo. How could we forget the Alamo? So yeah, that is what's going on in San Antonio. What about you? How's the weather been? I mean, we talked about how it's been sunny and warm. How's it been there?
Well, today it is gorgeous. It is sunny and quite comfortable. So yeah, but we did have another atmospheric river here with quite a lot of rain. But we seem to have made it through that, and we're back to springtime, which is nice. Noticing in my yard, literally the first day of spring, the daffodils popped up. Like they have a calendar app or something, and they're like, oh, got a meeting.
They're like the turkey thing. You know how like turkeys used to have the timer that was like...
Yeah. No, they still do. Yeah.
And,
the pop-up.
Yeah, and they just are like, boop, and like...
They know it's March 20th. Boop.
Uh-huh. They're so pretty. That and crocuses. Although crocuses are usually a little bit earlier than daffodils, I think. All
the cherry blossoms are in bloom. It's absolutely gorgeous here in the Northwest during the springtime. So I'm feeling very lucky to be looking out the window and seeing all this beautiful sunshine and, the beautiful floral elements. And, I've kind of had a little extended St. Patrick's Day celebration here just because the day it landed was on a Tuesday. So I've kind of just like spread it out because I had to work that day. And I'll admit I completely forgot to wear green.
Did you get pinched a lot? Or you can't because HR.
Right. I'm like,
I forgot. We're grown-ups.
But yeah, I'm halfway to work and I'm like, oh shit, it's the 17th. I'm in my normal all blue outfit. But,
hey, it's a trustworthy color.
It is what it is. But my understanding is that blue is actually one of the national colors of Ireland. People don't know that here, but
right. You were doing a deep dive.
I was doing the deep dive, but I was going to say I made the tea brack.
I was literally just going to ask you if you made tea brack again.
And it turned out fantastic. It was so good. I just had the last couple pieces today, and I think I'm going to have to put this in regular rotation because it's easy to make, it's delicious, and it's like a great little breakfast treat or dessert treat. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make it more, and I might start experimenting with some of the fruit because this year I was doing like a raisin medley with
like golden raisins,
some sliced plums in there. Yeah, golden raisins in there, of course. But yeah, like a medley of a bunch of different kinds. And yeah, it turned out great. So
what about dried cherry? I mean, it is Washington State.
Yeah, that would be a good one to add. I'm definitely thinking about changing it up and doing maybe some apricots in there. Maybe I'll throw in some walnuts. But yeah, it's good times.
Is it crunchy like biscotti?
No.
Because I like tea brack, it just sounds by virtue of its name like it's hard. Like tea brack.
It's like a bread.
Okay.
But with fruit in it. Like almost like a raisin bread, but with way more raisins than your average raisin bread.
Okay.
Yeah, easy to do and delicious too. So I'm gonna step it up and start doing more. Well, I know you don't like the dried fruits.
I mean, look, I'm trying.
You've got very limited taste.
I am trying to expand my horizons. It's going well. I had shepherd's pie for St. Patrick's Day.
Nice.
And that was delicious. And normally we make corned beef and cabbage, but we didn't this year.
I did do that, and I made the coal cannon as well, and that was fantastic as well.
Look at you.
Yeah, but you know what I did? My little secret, my little tip was I put it in a like a Dutch oven after I made it up, and then I put it in the oven for an hour. So it had a little bit of that crunch on the top like you get with a shepherd's pie.
Oh.
So a little nice golden crust to the coal cannon to give it a little extra kick. And boy, it was nice.
Look at you. You're a natural.
And I put some carrots in there. Usually that's not part of it, but I thought, I'm going to change it up. And also I'm going to get rid of these baby carrots that we've had in the fridge.
Does Gertie like carrots?
She does, but she likes them cooked.
Oh, well, okay.
She used to like them raw, but then she overdid it, and then now she just turns her nose up at them.
Maybe she needs gum graft surgery.
Maybe. Hopefully not, because her regular medical bills are already plenty.
I'm just saying, she's like, I need soft foods, Dad.
Nah, she seems to be fine with the crunchies, which is good.
All right.
In fact, we're out of her favorite treats right now, which are these little bones that are called smart bones. They're rawhide free, but she just loves to gnaw on those. We've tried getting her like longer lasting ones because she like breaks these down in about 30 seconds, but she just turns her nose up at that. She wants the smart bones that she can actually tear apart. But they've like rocketed up in price recently. I don't know if it has to do with our current geopolitical issues, but it's frustrating to see those be double the price that they were.
Wow.
So I'm like, I wonder if I could make smartphones at home. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? We need to have a GoFundMe for Gertie and her smartphones.
Yeah. Maybe I can set her up with selling some merch or something, because she needs to contribute to this household.
Yeah, she does. She needs to have like her own Instagram page.
Yeah. I really wish that I could use my FSA card, because that's been my other struggle this week, finding out that I had $500 in an FSA account that I completely forgot existed. And now they're like, you're going to forfeit that money here at the end of the month. It's a use it or lose it thing. I'm like, what? I didn't realize I had this. So now I'm like, how can I spend $500 on stuff that qualifies for health flexible spending accounts, which is stuff like, broad spectrum sunblock.
Right. You need a mental health disease.
Eye
Eric.
drops, stuff like that. Counseling, I just paid for a refill on my statin, and I just paid for like last year when I went and had blood work done, and I totally did not realize that I had this card that I could have been using, and now it's like, oh, it's going away. So I'm like, oh man, can I buy $500 worth of sunblock?
Can you buy yourself a gift card at your dentist for part 2 of your dentistry?
I don't think you can, but that would be amazing.
Like, that would be so good.
I should call them and say, hey, listen, can I prepay for the next couple?
I mean, I'm just saying.
This may be a hack previously undiscovered. I've been looking online for tips on how to use this. And by the way, I've got a shopping cart full of stuff on Amazon that qualifies.
I was going to say, if
FSA
you need
purchases.
help, I would be
but
happy.
I'm never going to have to buy any of this stuff again.
I'd be happy to
Lens
help
wipes, if you need them,
Oh my gosh.
get in touch. I'm going to have more than I can ever use.
Does the girlfriend need tampons?
I don't think that qualifies, but
Typical women's health, not taking care of stuff. I think you need to contact and find out if you can pay in advance for something that you know that's happening. It's like a payment plan.
Yeah, it's a good thought. I don't know if that's possible, but yeah, maybe I'll send a little message to my dentist and say, hey, okay, if I prepay.
Yeah.
It is crazy that we would have that they would ever allow an account where your money just gets forfeited if you don't use it.
Yeah, that is, especially if it's health related.
Right.
So then does it fill right back up for this year?
No.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you let it run over so that when you have a situation, you can use it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's use it or lose it within a year.
Wow.
Yeah, which is, I don't understand it, but now I'm going to have a garage full of sunblock. So come see me.
Perfect.
If you want a discount
The black
on your
market.
broad spectrum sunblock.
I love that. I mean, a little black market sunblock will never hurt anyone.
No, hopefully not. Because no refunds.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, I hope it doesn't expire within the year.
No, it should be good for a few years.
There you go.
So, yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so it's been interesting for both our lives, but unfortunately, we got to take a break now so we can get to our next segment, which is where we typically tackle the subject of our cultural blind spots, which is big pieces of culture. We're talking movies usually that neither of us have. Maybe one of us has seen, maybe the other one hasn't seen, but they're on our list of big blind spots. And we're crossing them off week by week, and I crossed off a big one, and I'll tell you more when we come back. So everybody, stay tuned for more Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Woohoo!
Hey, I'm Stacey Heller. I'm one of your podcast pals, along with Eric Ryder from Don't Ask Me to Talk. Are you liking what you're listening to? Awesome. We would love if you would follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram as Don't Ask Me to Talk. We also are wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can follow us, subscribe, like, rate, whatever it is that you do. You can also email us. That's asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. And if you'd like, text or leave us a voicemail at 475-999-2726. Basically, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.
And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk, one of your podcast pals talking at you. It's Eric Ryder.
Hey, I'm talking with you. I'm Stacey Heller.
Really? I mean, I know there's people that are shouting at their phone or radio or however they're listening to the show, but we typically don't hear them. So I can't really consider it a conversation with them.
I hear voices in my head all the time. So surely it is our listeners, and they're like, "Oh, we want to hear this," or they're like, "We want to hear that," or "Tell me more." All right, I'm just making stuff up now.
Yeah. I think you might want to make an appointment.
Hey, can I use some FSA money?
I was just going to say, have your psychiatrist call me, and maybe I can help defer a payment for you.
A belated birthday present. How about that?
Yes.
All right. So it sounds like you crossed off a bunch of things.
Well, I crossed off a big one. You know, I've been talking about, and again, if you're just joining us, this is our Cultural Blind Spot segment. Really, it's where we talk about the pieces of culture that we've consumed over the last week. And oftentimes, it's a big piece of culture that is either very well known or very revered in the culture that, for whatever reason, one of us has not had the chance to check it out. And I've been talking recently about the AFI Top 100 being kind of a project. Now, for people that don't know about the AFI, it's the American Film Institute, and they have a famous list of 100 films, 100 years, 100 movies is what they call it. And it's supposed to be, in their opinion, like their board of film buffs, pick like the top 100 movies of all time. So if you really want to feel cultured, you will have watched these movies, essentially. I mean, that's the concept. Right. I don't necessarily agree with every single choice that's on this list, but generally speaking, it's a pretty good list of classic movies.
On the website, do they have, so besides the list, do they have their reasons for like why a movie is on the list? You know, like, oh, it was the first talkie, or this was huge for, you know, like, I don't know, cinematography, or this tackled a subject that had not yet been tackled. Like, does it explain?
You know, I typically am just looking at the list itself, so I haven't gone into the deep reasoning behind why they picked each one. But in the list itself, it doesn't explain why that they picked these 100. I think they want the films themselves to speak for themselves, essentially.
Well, they're giving watchers way too much credit that they're going to understand, but that's fair.
Well, just for example here, I'll go through the top 5 right now. And I have seen most of these. Citizen Kane, number 1. The Godfather, number 2. Casablanca, number 3. Now, just to illustrate this project, I watched Casablanca this year.
Yeah.
So,
and
Raging
we watched
Bull,
The Godfather this year, too.
Yeah, within the last year.
Yep.
Yeah. Raging Bull, which I still haven't seen, and Singing in the Rain. And like every so often they reshuffle these, the order of these, because they reassess whether they still think, like The Godfather is still the number 2 movie of all time, that sort of thing. And so these get shooken up. But by and large, the 100 that are on here are typically the same over the last 10 years or so.
Interesting.
I've been going back to this thing, and I have now seen 47 of the 100 AFI films.
That's good. I'll have to go through and see how many I've seen. I'm sure you've seen way more than me.
You've seen a lot of these. As I looked through the list, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, we talked about that on the show. Stacy saw that. So I think you're probably doing better than you think. Maybe not as good as me, just because I have made it a project to watch these and talk about it on the show. But I crossed off a milestone movie just last night. I finally sat down and watched Modern Times, the Charlie Chaplin movie from 1936.
Wow.
And I tell you what, I have his movie, The Great Dictator, in my save list for a long time, because I knew that was considered a classic. And I wanted to watch Chaplin movies, but I'm like, a talkie will be easier for me to consume than a silent film.
Right.
But last night I've got 90 minutes, and I say to myself, what can I watch here in 90 minutes? At Modern Times, 87 minutes. And so I said, you know what? Gonna give it a shot. If I get bored, I'll just, go do something else. It's totally fine. I got engrossed in this thing really quickly.
Really?
And as it turns out, it's not a talkie, but then again, it's not a silent movie either. It's one of the rare occasions where it was like on that cusp of sound being in movies. But you had the silent movie star still making what they knew to be their art, which was silent movies.
Right.
But kind of, bringing in, it's like kind of like a Wizard of Oz thing, where it's like the cusp of black and white to color, where they have that very dramatic first part of the movie being in black and white, and then it transitions into color. It was kind of like that, where they put sound effects, music, and, by the way, the music composed by Charlie Chaplin. This guy did it all.
Really?
Not only starred, wrote, directed, produced, edited his movies, but also wrote the music, at least in the case of Modern Times. And you know what? It was just amazing, how much of this is still very relevant today, because it's kind of a satirical take on the industrialized world. And there's stuff in there that's almost futuristic that they kind of predicted, but didn't exist at the time. They have the boss. He starts at the film working in a factory, and they show the boss on big video screens talking to the workers. And there's even a part where he goes to the bathroom, and there's a camera in the bathroom, and the boss pops up on a screen and says, "Hey, quit dilly-dallying, get back to work."
That's creepy. That's crazy.
Right? And so there's little bits of speech in it that I was like, what? I wonder if they added this later to try and appeal to audiences that had grown up on talkies. But no, this was all part of it. They made it this hybrid thing because it was again, right on the cusp in 1936 of silent movies transitioning to talkies, to sound movies. So it was really interesting, the choices where they made. And this is Charlie Chaplin, his famous Little Tramp character. So this is the last one where he portrays the Little Tramp in the movie. And of course, all the movies before this where he played it didn't have sound.
Right.
So he doesn't speak at all in this movie. At the end, he sings a song, but he sings it in kind of a gibberish, fake Italian, fake French kind of thing.
Oh, like,
and then
like my accents.
He kind of acts out the song while he's singing it. I totally expected this to be homework, to be honest. Like, I was like, okay, well, I want to, check off another classic movie.
Right.
But this thing is so fun. There's so many jokes in it, and they all work. There was nothing where I thought, like, oh, well, that's outdated or that's ham-fisted. And there's so many, like, amazing, like, effects in it, too, that, like, still hold up. This movie looks great, for a film made in 1936, watching it 90 years later, and the effects still look good. It doesn't look cheesy at all. There's a part where he gets a job at a shipbuilding site, and he accidentally causes an accident where the ship that's being worked on gets launched into the water. And you can see that, okay, they're using some rear projection to make this happen, but it still looks pretty good. And that's the jankiest effect in the whole movie.
Wow.
The rest of it is like seamless and looks incredible. I'm like, how the hell did they do this? Because it looks so good. There's a scene where he gets a job. He basically, through this movie, he ends up working in a bunch of different places because he can't keep a job. Because at the beginning of the movie, he gets sucked into the gears of this factory, and it like makes him cuckoo, basically.
Sounds like modern times, honestly.
It absolutely does, yes. So, but he gets a job as a night watchman in a department store, and like the fourth floor of it is still under construction. He like is trying out some roller skates, and he's like roller skating around on this fourth floor of this department store, and you can see that there's no rail above like the stairwell or escalators, early escalators as they had at the time, and it looks so much like he's going to fall to his death. But he's like, I can do this blindfolded. And he's like doing these amazing roller skating moves and just like around and around. And it looks so harrowing. And then I found out later, oh, they used a matte painting for the department store. It looks incredible.
Wow.
I'm just like, I was in awe of this movie. Charlie Chaplin was incredible, but his co-star, Paulette Goddard, who I guess was his romantic interest at the time as well. She plays like an orphan girl, and she is so gorgeous. And like through the movie, I'm like, well, why doesn't she just become a model? I've got this kind of like, modern like thought,
right.
Like, yeah, why is she homeless? She's gorgeous, Why did she just go be a superstar already? Yes. And then by the end of the movie, she gets hired to be a dancer at a diner. And this diner is nuts, by the way. They've got like dancing going on. They got people walking through with their dogs and stuff. He gets hired to be a waiter, and he's like trying to make us through. I'm like, this is the worst run diner of all time.
It's like Buc-ee's.
Yeah, it's a mess. But yeah, she does get hired on to be a performer because she's gorgeous and can dance around. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they even thought of that. Like my cynicism was too early. They figured it out. Yeah.
I love this.
So,
now, what platform did you see this on?
It's on Canopy.
Okay.
And it still looks incredible. It still sounds incredible. And it's still relevant to today because basically it's a really funny satire on industrialization, on factories, on the labor movement. There's a part where he gets he gets put in prison because they mistake him as the leader of a communist organization. And this guy is like that one of the other prisoners is smuggling cocaine. So he puts it in a salt shaker. And then Charlie Chaplin's character is like, pours the salt on his food. And then he's like going crazy and stuff. Wow. I'm like, they got away with that in 1936?
Well, here's my thing. I'm like, they had cocaine in 1936?
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, it used to be in Coca-Cola.
I know.
But I didn't know.
I didn't know that they were like,
I didn't know,
straight up using it.
Oh, of course they were. Yes. I mean, it used to be like you could buy it in the drugstore, but I didn't know that they were like arresting people for it in 1936. So yeah, I was really impressed by this movie. It still holds up. It still looks great. It's still really funny. I could go into all the jokes and stuff, but just for time's sake, I'll just highly recommend watching it and crossing it off your cultural blind spot list if you haven't seen it already, because it is really good.
I love it. I love when you like a movie because you get super enthusiastic and you've got like all the bits and the whole thing.
Well,
it makes me want to see them.
Well, I hope you do, because there's so many like jokes in this thing that we saw later on, that like it's so influential. Like there's a part where they're dreaming of owning a home together. He does the Dick Van Dyke trip over the Ottoman.
Oh, okay.
It's like directly from that. Like
okay.
Dick Van Dyke stole that from Charlie Chaplin. There's the scenes in the factory that are I Love Lucy, like when they're in the factory.
Yep, eating the chocolates.
Like lifted directly from this movie, where he's like trying to keep up with the moving
conveyor
parts.
Belt, yeah.
The conveyor belt, yeah. And his job is to tighten nuts on these little widgets. And they don't even stop the machine to switch guys doing the nut tightening. So one guy has to like stand there just waiting, and then the other guy like throws him the wrenches, and then they have to run to the like front of the machine to tighten them up and tighten them up.
Oh my gosh.
And it's exactly like I Love Lucy's chocolate thing. Mm-hmm. It's like you can see so many jokes in this that went on to, be directly lifted by other very famous comedy people 20, 30, 40 years later.
I love that. That's so cool.
It's pretty fun. So,
all right.
Gotta highly recommend it.
Okay. Modern times for modern times.
Indeed. Yeah. It's amazing. A 90-year-old movie still holds up this well. That was the thing that just bowled me over the most.
Well, and this is why it's on the AFI 100.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, there's plenty on there that I don't necessarily think should be on there. But then there's lots like this where I go, okay, I get it.
Well,
you got this one right.
And I did look up to see if there's individual written reasons for the movies, and there isn't, but they do say that the list is curated based on strict publicized criteria, including artistic quality, cultural impact, historical significance, and popularity. Yeah. So I guess you have to figure out for yourself which one of those, if not all of them, they are. So.
Yeah, that applies to each individual movie for sure.
Well, your movie that you watched is 90 years old. Mine that I watched is like 90 days old, basically. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters.
Which won the Oscar for Best Song, and I think it won for Best Animated Film, too.
Yeah. So
this is a huge part of the cultural zeitgeist. I mean, I can't go 1 hour at work. Like we share the studios here with a pop music station. Not 1 hour will pass without the big song from that movie, Golden, playing. Mm-hmm. It's still extremely popular. So yeah, this is a big blind spot for me because I don't typically watch kids movies anymore. but you're like, you still enjoy them. So I'm eager to hear your take.
Well, so a couple things. I think I've talked about before how I am not a big boy band type gal. And so when K-pop really came out, and it was typically like BTS and boy bands and whatever, like it's just not my thing. Didn't really get into the music, and
girl groups too.
There's girl groups too. I happen to know the boy groups by name. The girl groups, I'm like, I can't think what they are. And so it's a whole thing. I mean, it is a cultural phenomenon that's just become huge.
It really is. And it is kind of weird that it has become as big as it has, because we have our own, like, factory made musicians. So it is surprising that a small nation would somehow like dominate like pop music like Korea's done. I love Korea. I love Korean food, especially, and the culture and stuff. But it is really surprising to me that they've managed to, in this respect, become this huge cultural exporter.
Huge.
Yeah.
So, here you have like a movie that's like animation and kind of in that anime type art. And it's a kids movie, like it's a girl group. And rather than just have them be a group, these are 3 women that are brought together to basically create harmony, and they're fighting demons. And so that they can bring,
hence the name,
so they can bring harmony to the world. And, as the movie goes on, you learn that, spoiler, one of them is part demon. Dad was a demon.
That is a spoiler.
And so you then also come to learn that this is about your inner demons, right? So what can bring harmony to the world is everyone singing out with their true voice. And the demons, let's say the leader of the demons, he has one demon in particular that's like, I have an idea. The best way that we can fight against these demon hunters, this group, is by creating a boy band, and we'll take their fans. And so that will create a lack of harmony out there. And so that's what they do. But then there's this whole thing where really this guy is fighting his own demons and is trying to get his memories erased from mistakes that he made. And so naturally the 2 lead singers, like it's a game of trust and doubting yourself. So this whole movie, I'm like, oh, so this is why my therapist recommended that I see this movie. Like it is totally about inner demons and not letting them win out, and not letting those voices that are in your head and so often guiding your decisions and your actions, not letting them win. And that by speaking out and being yourself, that you can have more harmony in the world. So this like huge, big meaning with catchy songs and bright bubblegummy anime. Like animation.
Are you telling me they've got metaphors in Korea too?
It's crazy. Yeah.
What about our American-made metaphors?
No, we just ignore all of that. We're a little behind on that. We don't want to acknowledge that America is anything other than great. Again.
Sure.
So, yeah, I mean, it's, yes, of course, it's got all the components that a kid's movie that you're going to love, and, these characters, and, you're like, okay, like this person's cute, and, like it's got the heroes and the villains and the whole story arc and that whole thing. But there's some like deep stuff going on, and I'm like, okay, are these movies anymore for kids, or are they for our inner child? Like, I mean,
can it be both?
It's apparently
get you a movie that does both.
K-pop demon hunters.
To quote a meme,
K-pop Demon Hunters is the movie that does both. It appeals to your inner child and to the child that is maybe sitting next to you.
All right.
Yep.
And what did you think about the songs, the music in it? Because that's like a driving thing behind it.
You know what?
Its popularity.
I could totally see why it was big. It's like the only time that I've ever really sat down and listened to a couple of songs, because obviously the whole movie is punctuated with these songs. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. It's very pop music and they're good. I mean, and with little kids, once they start learning the words and, whatever, it becomes an earworm. I mean, let's face it, right? But it's great. I mean, there's a meaning behind it. The lyrics are thoughtful. Like the mix of Korean with English is, it works so that, you can sing along, learn a little Korean while you're at it. I mean, yeah, I was
Oppa Demon style.
Exactly. I was surprised, to say the least, that it was as
surprised that you enjoyed it, or
I think surprised that I enjoyed it because it's one of these, because I will on purpose go to a movie theater and watch a kids movie. I have no issues with that. So this one is one that I was like, I don't know. And I really enjoyed it. And it really was a bit of popular culture to consume that had a really good, powerful, poignant message. And that surprised me that it really hit as hard as it did. So there you go.
There you go. So you're recommending it.
I'm recommending it. And, again, if you are, if you're plagued by your thoughts and insecurities and you're trying to move on from them, then I highly recommend. It's cheaper than therapy. Unfortunately, you can't use your FSA card to pay for the ticket, but
well, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. So,
yes.
It's enjoyable. Yeah. So
awesome.
I give it an enthusiastic thumbs up.
All right. So you can go with modern times or very modern times with the K-pop Demon Hunter. And we both enjoyed these movies. And we, for once, saw what the hype was about.
Yeah, I get it. I had an aha moment.
All right. Well, you know what? There's so much more we could talk about in this segment, but I know we got to get to our top topic for the week, which the Wheel O Topics kindly picked out for us last week, which was nicknames. So when we come back from our very, very short break, don't wander off because we are back in literally 30 seconds.
Yeah, with Ricky Radio. That's you.
We'll be Ricky Radio.
I'm trying out new nicknames.
All right, well.
The E is silent.
We'll see how this goes. We're talking nicknames on the next segment, so do stay tuned. We're coming right back with more. Don't Ask Me to Talk, or Damped if you're nasty. This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment. Leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726. And we're here on Damped. I'm Eric Ryder.
Hey, I'm Stacey Heller.
Damped, of course, our nickname for Don't Ask Me to Talk. Mm-hmm. And I alluded to the Janet Jackson song where she says, "No, my first name ain't Baby, it's Janet. It's Jackson.
It's Miss Jackson if you're nasty."
Right? So kind of a nickname there, if I guess, kind of alluding to our our topic for today. Now, each week we pick a topic with the help of the Wheel-O topics. But Stacy, you're the one that puts the topics on the wheel to begin with. And usually there's a little bit of inspiration behind your choice to pick a particular topic to begin with. So I always like to find out that backstory before we hop into the discussion proper.
Well, thank you for asking. This one came from a couple different places. One, it came from the idea that like my kids, like Charles, he's Charlie. And I'm like, is that a nickname or is that just like, what is that? So it was kind of a conversation about, if shortened version or alternate versions of your given name are considered a nickname. And then the other thing that it came from is having a conversation one time with a group of girlfriends and talking about if they have nicknames or, terms of endearment for their significant others. Like, my parents called each other babe. And,
right.
There's sweetie or Buc-ee.
Darling.
Right. Exactly.
Honey.
And so it was just interesting hearing. And so then that just made me think about nicknames, the idea of, do you have one? Do they stick? Do they stay with you? And then of course there's the nicknames that you're given that maybe you don't like,
Yeah. So for instance, Charlie, you mentioned him. Mm-hmm. Did he ever go by Chuck?
Well,
because I'll just say this, my dad's name is Charles, and he's sometimes gone by Charlie, but he's had friends that called him Chuck, and I could tell he bristled at that. I've always called him Dad, which in a way is a nickname. Yeah. But yeah, he definitely did not like Chuck.
So here's the funny thing. Charlie had for a little while like a...
Charlie in itself is a nickname.
Charlie, so yes, he's Charles. Charlie is a nickname. And then he had like a YouTube channel for like a minute when he was younger. And he would be like, "Hi guys, it's Chuck Muckles here." And so he went by Chuck Muckles, and
could have been Chuckles so easily.
So then
Chuckles Muckles.
That's what happened. So in our family, it's like it goes from, Charles to Charlie to Chuck Muckles to Chuckles. And, so we always have a lot of nicknames. Like my son, William, he goes by Will, which then became Willbilly, which then became Squilliam. I can't even tell you where they come from. It's just...
Doesn't even get a Willie in there?
No.
No Big Willie style?
No.
Okay.
No. That's like talking about beavers. It's just weird.
Well, I was thinking of Will Smith and his album Big Willie style, but yeah.
Yeah. And, so all of the kids, like, they just have these, and like, nicknames for your pet, like, sometimes like your cat's name is whatever, but then,
Oh yeah, that's one that I definitely indulge in.
Right? Like, so
Gertie's nickname is Moose.
So not at all confusing.
Which also is often Baby Moose or Moose Baby, because obviously she's not a full-size moose, but she does have nubs on her head. So it seemed like her antlers were coming in, but they stopped. So that's why she got the nickname Moose. So we call her Moose, Moose Baby, Baby Moose, and all kinds of other nicknames, which wouldn't be confusing at all for an animal that understands maybe 1/10 of the words that we say.
Totally.
But she rolls with it.
I mean, she understands that if it's connected with treat, it means
right,
like you treat.
Yeah. And there's also, she's Gertie, but she's also known as Gertrude or Gertz. So yeah, you just can't help it with when it comes to pets. They probably get way more nicknames than us human folk.
I think so.
Yeah.
And so pets is another thing. And so then obviously the kids, things that sometimes if one kid can't say what the other kid's name is, that becomes their name, or just how it rolls in. And then the significant other thing, like Pete and I don't have, he'll call me Stacky sometimes.
Stacky?
Yes.
Well, I can see where that came from.
I don't know, but he's not neither of us are like a babe or sweetie or, any of that stuff. So that's never been a thing.
But there wasn't some inciting event that made you add this to the wheel. There wasn't some pop culture thing or recently in your life somebody said, hey, what's your nickname or whatever that made you go oh yeah, let's have this.
Well, the thing that ultimately pushed me over the edge is that I have a lone tattoo.
Edgy, stacky, that's what we call it.
Yeah. What can I say? I'm so stacky. I have a tattoo on my arm and it says beans and I designed it. It's a bean and it has the bean is the B and I spelled out the word. And that was my nickname that my dad gave me. So growing up, I was Beans. And my oldest brother, he'll still call me Beans every once in a while. And then 3 of the 4 kids actually got tattoos in the same exact location on the same side of their arm that are bean sprouts. So it's little connection there. So somebody was asking me about my tattoo. And it's pretty subtle. I purposely kind of put it in the crook of my arm so that you don't have to see it all the time and whatever. But they were like, oh, what is that? And we got to talking about nicknames. And so then thinking about all these other conversations, it was oh, nicknames. This is a topic. So
yeah.
What about you and the girlfriend? I mean, interestingly, I would argue that your girlfriend's nickname is the girlfriend.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, we really don't have names for each other. As I think about it, we don't even use our real names with each other. We just start talking. It's just the two of us. I don't need to get her attention. When I come into, she'll just say, huh? And I'll say, and I'll start talking. I never have to say, hey, girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So the idea of a honey or a sweetie or any of that stuff, it's just never come up. So we don't have pet names like that. And I can't even think of a time where she said my name out loud. I'm sure she said it to other people, but never to get my attention. It's just hey, I think that's my nickname, I guess.
That's so romantic. What about growing up? Did you have a nickname growing up? I mean...
No, because, Eric is my full name. It doesn't shorten to anything, and it's not short for anything. My sister, for instance, her name is Crystalline, but I've always known her as Christy. Everybody calls her Christy. So her nickname has been her name her whole life.
Okay.
It's kind of like Charlie.
Yep.
But for Eric, there's really not a nickname version of that. I remember when the show Entourage came out, and they had a character on that that was named Eric, but everybody called him E. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And so I think after that, the people have started calling me E. And I'm cool with that. But yeah, it wasn't like a name that I had growing up.
Yeah.
Nobody called me E. But yeah, that's the only like shortening of Eric that's out there really. And it's kind of weird because, it's like just your first initial.
Right.
But yeah. So and luckily Eric doesn't really rhyme with stuff either, which is good because often like nicknames come from your name rhymes with something else. And so that kind of helped me avoid some bullying as a kid, I feel like, which is nice because there was plenty of that going on. I didn't need the name sticking to me as well.
And see, I had it because of my red hair. Like I had the super orange red hair. So
my mom dealt with the same thing. So people would call her Carrot Top.
Of course.
And she hated that.
Oh, yeah.
I think Copper Top, maybe another one. Too.
Oh, actually, I've never heard that one. That's kind of
cool. I thought that's like a
smart
Duracell battery,
Oh yeah, I'm like, okay, that's one I haven't heard before. No, definitely Carrot Top. When we were learning about Native Americans and we all had to get a name, I was given the name Red Fox, and
Star of Sanford and Son,
right? Because I'm a comedian,
right?
And the only color that I had was bright red, as in I was blushing. And so then the kids started calling me Fireface. And so.
See, I'm a huge blusher too. And luckily they did not call me that. But you know what? Being a blusher really sucks as a kid because people can't wait to point that out, that you're blushing.
Oh, yeah.
And that makes you blush even more. Like I felt like blood was going to start coming out of my cheeks just based on how hard I would blush when someone says you're blushing over. I'm just, I got rosy cheeks. Give me a break,
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I have joked with you before, like when we're Zooming, like my face is just pink. Like I am just a pink. I keep trying to adjust cameras. I am just pink. And then I just get full red when I blush. It's just how it is. So
you need some of that broad spectrum sunblock. I'm going to send it to you.
Great. Do I get any kind of discount? Now
I've got some to spare.
I mean, and kids can be brutal. Like when I was in middle school.
Oh, hell yeah, they can.
I mean, and they went places that I was like, what? Like, how'd you even get there from here? Yeah, I'll tell you off the air about that
one. Okay.
Like, they made a connection, like, yeah. Just imagine a middle school boy learning about girls going through puberty. And red hair.
Right.
I'll just say that.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what the nickname was. 2R.
Go ahead.
2RPH.
2RPH. I don't get it, but I guess I'm not a diabolical child, so.
No. So,
fair enough.
Yeah. So, hey, listener, if you can figure out what that means, go ahead and email us at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. I'll give you a bottle of sunblock from Eric and a Battersea t-shirt, and I will send you some Buc-ee's jerky. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're getting generous.
Yeah, well.
And two of these prizes came from me without any conversation before the show.
Surprise! Hey, we want to hear from the people that are in Springfield, and we want to hear from the people that are in Cedar Rapids and in wherever else it was that you mentioned.
Well, that's another thing. I mean, cities have nicknames.
Chi-Town?
Yeah, Chi-Town. I live in Tacoma, also known as the City of Destiny, sometimes known as Grit City. And, of course, Seattle has Emerald City, Jet City. So, it is interesting how nicknames really are such a huge thing in life. And it's complete nonsense, really, in most cases. But, it's a nice diversion, I guess.
Well, it's funny. It's like there's a laziness to it. And it's funny. Will used to say, forget necessity being the mother of invention. Laziness is the mother of invention. So, it's like,
I mean, oftentimes when you count like the syllables, though, you really aren't saving any time.
No.
It's not any easier to say a nickname. It's just kind of a term of endearment or sometimes a term of degradation.
Yeah, I mean.
like with these mean nicknames.
Because a lot of times, like names, like you add like it's Charlie, right? Or Grace goes from Grace to Gracie.
Right.
And so you're adding that E sound that I think softens a name.
Yeah, which is why we call her Gertie and not Gertrude most of the time. Well, I mean, when she's misbehaving, then she's a Gertrude.
Right. So
the rest of the time, it's Galloping Gertie.
Another name. See, and so then that could make you Eric-y.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm podcast pal. It's so short.
Yeah. Well, it's better than saying PP.
That's true.
I'm your PP.
I'm down with OPP.
Yes. Old podcast pals.
I was thinking original.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, my OG PP.
Oh, boy. Well, yeah, I think you can pay for your visit to your OGPP with with the FSA card.
Perfect.
So you might want to check if you've got one of those too.
Yeah, this is a PSA for everybody out there. If you have an FSA and you haven't used your money, you're going to lose it, people.
Yeah, check into that.
Time to get cough drops.
All right. Well, you know what? It's time to pick our topic for next week.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that. And it's biggest lie.
Ooh. Oh, what's the biggest lie you've ever told and gotten away with?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, there's so many.
I know, right?
And I am generally a truthful person, but there's definitely been many times where I've lied for no damn reason whatsoever. I thought, I'm not gaining anything from this. What the hell am I doing?
Because it's the shortest distance between like getting from point A to being left alone.
Right. That's it. That's usually it. Yeah. And I like to think I've aged out of that. But, I probably still have some lies here and there just to escape being bothered, like you said.
Yep.
So.
Mm-hmm. That's one of my Stacyisms, actually. I used to, when I had Stacy Connects, my podcast, I would do a Stacyism. And I absolutely believe that's like kids aren't necessarily like the devil. They just don't want to deal with you once they reach a certain age. So they lie because it's just easier.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, but you shouldn't lie, folks. Let's be honest.
Right. Of course. Absolutely.
And no lie, all caps or whatever the kids say.
No cap.
No cap.
No cap, it's time to go.
We'll be back with another edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk next week. So please join us here. And we love you. So no cap, we love you. Thanks for listening. Have yourself a wonderful week. That includes you, Stacy.
Thanks. So cringy.
Okay, whatever, Stacky.
Bye.